right, so today we're going to show you how to make the bottom section on the Automoblox windshield. I've got my first hour IED class here. Say hello.
Hello.
And we're going to walk through creating this bottom portion that fits into the passenger base. So first thing we need to do is on our windshield section right now, it currently is not shelled out. We had some students with an issue on how to shell it. So I'm going to show you how to use the shell command. It's fairly simple. You go find the shell command. Where's my shell? There's my shell. So it's going to hollow it out, but we need to select a surface also. Right here, it's asking us to remove a face. We want to remove the bottom face of, and that's this one right here. So I click on that. And how thick is the plastic supposed to be? We can get that off of the drawing files. How thick is this plastic? There it is right there, 0.7, sorry, 0.07. 0.07 is your thickness. You've already removed that face. You hit OK. Now we've got it shelled out. And the bottom is gone, which is what we want. Okay, so next we've got to create a new work plane. And at this point, we've never really worked with work planes very much. But we're going to need to create a plane that is not on a current surface. We're going to create an offset plane. An offset plane is going to be this far down from the bottom. Okay, so that's 0.670 from the bottom. So as I look at my windshield, I tilt it and I look at the bottom, I need to go 0.67 down from there and create a new work plane. So up here I'm going to choose plane, offset from plane. That's the option I want to use. I'm going to offset a plane from the bottom. So I'm going to select this bottom surface. And it's going to ask me how far do I want it. How far offset do we want it? And that is 0.67. Yep, 0.67. There we are. We hit OK. So now, as you can see, it has placed a work plane, something we can put a drawing on now, that is 0.67 inches off the bottom. Now what we need to do is put a sketch plane on that work plane. So we're going to go start a new 2D sketch and select that work plane. So now we've got a sketch plane on that work plane. If we tilt your view, you can see what it's done. It's put this, so we're sketching 0.67 inches away from the bottom of our windshield. Now, yesterday in class we talked about the project geometry, and we want to use that again here. It's nice to have just as a reference because we're going to be dimensioning off of the current existing windshield, so we want to project a few lines that we can use to measure. The ones in particular we want to use would be this far line right there. I'm going to project that one. I want to project this one out in front. I know I'm going to be measuring to those because I've looked at the schematics in advance, and I know that the dimensions come off of the bottom and off of the front. So if your windshield is not positioned like mine is, it might be a good idea to do that just so it looks the same going forward. So I have projected the bottom and the front as of right now. So now we're going to draw a rectangle. We're going to put it out here. Remember, we don't want to lock it into anything. We don't want it to assume we want it somewhere. We're going to put it out here in the middle of somewhere that it's not locked in anywhere. I'm just going to draw a rectangle. I could have put the dimensions in there for it, but we're going to go look at the dimension drawing files here. And we're going to be drawing this rectangle now. Okay, so there's a bunch of things we need to look at. So where does the rectangle start? Well, it starts 0.67 inches from the front. So we're going right to left. It's 0.675 inches from the front. And then it ends 2.215 inches from the front. So we're using datum dimensioning here. You can see that we have everything is referenced from that front line. So we start with 0.675 from the front. Okay. Then we've got 2.215 to the back. All right, so we've got the front and the back of this rectangle. Now we're going to go side to side. So this distance right here. So how far is the rectangle from this edge? It's this one right there, 0.290. And then the next one is 2.26. So 0.29 and 2.26. If I can remember those. .29 and 2.26. Okay, well, now we've got our purple rectangle. So what are we going to do next? Well, we'll notice that it has a thickness to it. Okay, if we look over here, the thickness of this plastic is 0.05 inches. The thickness of the other plastic that we made was 0.07. This one's 0.05. So we're going to make a second rectangle just inside of it. Now, before I do that, I want to put on a fillet if we can. I want to round off these edges because I'm going to show you a new tool that will help. It'll be nice to have those filleted edges on there first. So can we figure out from these drawings here what the fillet radius is of these rectangles?